there, thanks for joining in. Recently I've had the privilege to get to know Joe over at Messer HQ. Joe has helped me with a transaction and he's shipped me some things, and he took it upon himself just to throw this in. This is a Swiza D04. It's a knife I've actually had my eye on for quite a while, I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. So that was a very generous and thoughtful thing for him to do. He also threw in his sticker, by the way. This is his new logo. And Messer in German is knife, so knife headquarters. That's really cool. But Joe just wanted to know my impressions on the knife, and I'm not going to do a full review on it because Joe's already done a very excellent tight review. There's a lot of reviews out there on the knife. Another friend, Miklos Pinter, has done a very thorough review on this knife. Guys, I'm sure I'll probably subconsciously borrow from you as I talk about this knife, so sorry. So I'm just going to give you my impressions on the knife, but before I do that, let me give you my impressions on Joe. And Joe, I hope this is okay. But Joe is just the kind of guy that you just want to know. I mean, he's this genuinely friendly guy who is very helpful. He's been super helpful to me. He's honest. He's just a cool guy. He's had all these cool experiences. He's having a lot more. Plus, he just knows a ton about knives. Joe has, I'm sure, forgotten more about knives than I'll ever know. So I'm going to put a link to his channel. You need to go there and subscribe. I'm not just, Joe doesn't need me to tell you to go to his channel and subscribe. And I'm not just saying that because he's a friend and he sent me a knife. I'm telling you that because it's good. He makes excellent reviews. He's got a really good presentation style. And I'll just say this, if you can suffer through one of my videos, you're going to love his. Okay. So, the D04, what do I think about Swiza knives now that I've actually got one in my hands? Well, I haven't used it long term, so I can't really talk about, the durability of it and the effectiveness of all the tools. But just first impressions, what I really like about this knife is just the design. Yeah, it looks good, but the design of this knife really is all about comfort and ease of use. And a big part of using a Swiss Army knife is being able to get the tools out. So you can see that they've curved the handle so that they can situate the blade and the tools a little higher. I mean, if that was a single blade knife, you could just do a pinch grip on that. While I'm on that, let me just say one thing I think is really great. They have put these tools and the blade all at the same height and on the same curve line. So they're very flush and consistent across there. That's just a great attention to detail. But another detail, probably an expensive one for Swiza to do, is they have die cut holes in the blade and all the tools except for the reamer, as opposed to nail nicks. So it makes it so much easier to get out the knife, the blade rather, and the tools. There's no more futzing around trying to find a nail nick. You just can reach in there from either side and get your tool out. That's a big part of being able to use a knife, is being able to quickly and easily get to what you want. The blade I really like. I'll just say that it is more on par with a 93 millimeter, Alox Victorinox blade than it is a 91 millimeter Victorinox blade. It's bigger than that, and it's a little heftier. It is a liner lock, and that's released by pressing here through these soft touch rubberized scales. You press on the emblem, it releases. But it's also a very stiff, strong slip joint. So the liner lock is almost just like a safety backup. So the blade is really good. The opportunity for improvement, I think, with Swiza is just refining some of these secondary tools. For instance, on your can opener, first of all, it does have kind of a soft open and close. Not great spring action there. And the way they have ground this on the back side, flat grind, all the way to the tip of the small screwdriver, that worries me a little bit. It's awfully thin. I've seen enough old Victorinox knives with twists right there to know that that's probably going to be a problem. And they look thicker than that. The screwdriver cap lifter has got a 90-degree stop. It's got much better spring action. The only thing that I see there, and this may just be an unwarranted observation, but the cutout for the cap lifter goes so far into the stock there that it looks really thin, like it might be a weak point on the screwdriver as you apply pressure. I'm sure that the knife would probably fail before that steel tool, but it just looks kind of thin right there. And then let's see, I really love the Inline Reamer. So this is very reminiscent of a Victorinox, Alox model, a Soldier or a Pioneer or something. I just think it's going to be so much easier to use than the one in the back. Easier to get out to because of where it is, and they've put this nice ledge on it. Again, very reminiscent of a Victorinox. On the back, you've got the Phillips on the D04. The critique I've seen of this is that it's too pointy, comes to too sharp of a point, which causes it to pop up right out of a lot of Phillips screws, causing some strippage. So I think Miklos might have ground that down and alleviated that problem, but it should come that way. Oh, by the way, while we're looking at it, stainless steel liners. I really like that in a knife. No rough cut edges like you find on aluminum liners. Might make the knife a little heavier, but not much. It's a small knife. So all in all, I think this is a really cool design. It's looks good. It's easy to use. I think if Swiza refines some of these tools based on feedback and use, they'll have a real winner here. Anyway, I love the knife. I can't wait to use it for a while. Very thoughtful of you, Joe. Thanks a lot. Please go check out his channel, and thanks for watching mine.